We're back on the 8-limb path. We did yamas and niyamas last week. Our observances, regulations, not restrictions, but like how we're going to harmonize, get back to the self, reconnect, the first steps of that. So the next 2 steps are asana and pranayama. Now, in the West, asana and yoga are like together. It's not, they're like synonymous, instead of the understanding that asana, movement of the body, is a part of a complete practice of yoga. So in the sutras, Yoga Sutra in book 2, 47 to 48 is by lessening the natural tendency for restlessness and by meditating on the infinite, posture is mastered. Thereafter, one is not disturbed by the dualities. So, disturbed by the dualities of life, the good and the bad. It just is, right? Asana is after the yamas and niyamas because we have to master the body, the physical, the vessel. We have to figure out how this thing is going to work before we go any further, because this is the first disturbance. This is the receptacle for all of the shit, for all of the nonsense. And this is what feels it first. This is what the body keeps the score. Anybody heard that before? It's true. So if we can't reconcile the flesh, then we can't proceed any further down this path. That's why asana is before breath work, before meditation, before any of that. Because if you can't still the body, you can't still the breath. You can't still the mind. So let's talk about asana, body movement. Now, if we are practicing yoga secularly, as in an overlay of whatever our devotional practices, whether that is science or whatever. We talked about how yoga is a complement to whatever belief system that you have. Plain, we'll pause. So we talked about last week how yoga is a complement, can be a complement to whatever belief system, devotional practice that you have. So asana is simply moving your body. In the sutras, Yoga Sutra, book 246 says asana is a steady, comfortable posture. That's all it is bringing your body into a place where you can find stillness. How you get there is one thing. How you move in and out of it is another. So you can do anything as an asana. Your morning run, your casual stroll, dance classes, anything that you do to move your body that brings you focus and intention, that you do with intention, is an asana practice. I happen to love yoga. That is my movement practice. It just so happens to coincide with this thing that I love to teach, that works my brain, that helps my brain. Now, if I preferred something else, I would go find that other thing. Find your thing. Find your asana. We don't breathe enough. We're all very anxious. Go do everything. Hustle. Yeah. Ugh. All of that. Ugh, to all of that. We don't rest. We don't chill. We don't breathe. Pranayama, life force regulation, is the way that we return to the natural ebb and flow that is life, not what we are taught, the institutionalized thoughts the institutionalized lessons that we learn about how we are supposed to move through life. Pranayama regulation of the life force is a way for us to master our own wave. Not master, connect, ride. Ride our own wave, because you're not controlling the wave. If you ride in it, you are connecting and wanting with it, right? Oh no, we're fine. We just got wind because somebody thinks I'm doing a good job. I think anyway. Breath is the only response to the parasympathetic nervous system response that we can control. Controlling the breath gives us the opportunity. It's the first step to controlling the mind. And if we can control the mind, we can kind of, control not our situation, but our reaction to it. Because that is what all of this is about, is figuring out how we, the self, individually need to move through this world, right? So developing a pranayama practice is not going to stop you from having panic attacks. It's not going to stop you from getting angry. It's not going to keep you from experiencing any of that displeasure of life. But what it will do is give you an opportunity to recognize when the breath is quickening and be like, oh, hey, I feel that. Why do I feel that way? And it offers you an opportunity to reflect. And if you are reflecting on that breath when you're in a seat and something comes up, if something comes up when you're out in the world, you might be able to use that same self-reflection, the same thing in your asana practice. All of these things, these practices are opportunities to bring stuff up in a controlled environment. So when we get out into the environment that we have no control over, we know how to work it. So why does your box breath feel that way? What comes up for you? Why do those sensations arise? And if I'm just sitting here in my comfortable, intentional seat, I have the opportunity to explore that. The more I explore it, when I go out into the world and I brush up against something that rubs me wrong, because there are always things that will rub you wrong, I can come back to this practice. I can recognize when my hackles are raised and settle myself into a place of balance so I can greet whatever is at me with calm and with ease, because that is the best way to greet any of this, good, bad, or otherwise, is to find balance and be level, because that's how you ride the wave, is to be level so you can move with it. Well, that's all I got for now. If you liked it, great. If not, that's cool too. Until next time, be well.